Well, welcome to another episode of Pennies and Hot Rod and Custom. My name's Derek, and I think today, see if we can do the ball hopper. And hopefully, maybe the head too, and install it onto. At least to see how high it looks like, and just to see how big it's going to be. But, this, I don't have a small enough 4-jaw chuck to hold the inside of there. I don't know if you guys can really see. I already kind of put it on, and I don't feel like kicking it apart again, but I've got a good solid for right now. All I want to do is just chew my hole up a little bit, and that way I can get a better grip with this chuck again, but I'm going to hold it in a 4-jaw chuck to get myself all in line. You guys will see. And then this is not too critical, that's just for the, somewhere around here, just for the lid, just like that. And then after I get that kind of a nice circle, I'll flip it around and then face the other side. And then I should have a nice face on here. We should be able to put it on the mill to put the 4 bolts in, or the 4 holes, sorry. And then that way we can bolt it onto the hopper. So yeah, I think this stuff will do this and the head. And let's see how it goes. Anyway, my plan of doing it on the lathe failed. It just wasn't going to hold. It was just going to keep pulling out. I just can't get enough of a grip on it. And any of my 4-jaw chucks are all way too big. So one day I gotta get a little small 4-jaw chuck, but that's one day. So that's what I'll do. I'll put it in that little mill and dial it in again. And I'll just use one of my little boring bars and do it that way. At least for this side, and then maybe when I clean it up I should be able to hold it with the little 3-jaw chuck. That's the plan. If that fails, I don't know, maybe I'll go out and buy a 4-jaw chuck. We'll see. Hopefully not, but I don't think, no, I just don't have one around here, so. Okay, let's see what we can do. Okay, this is plan B. I'm pretty happy. I've kind of got it pretty straight by the rib here, and I've got it dialed in close as I'm going to get, so I've got that all marked in on both ends. So all I'm going to first do is very lightly with a fly cutter and just trim this up straight. Yeah, I'm not too worried. It's not a critical part. All of this is just to be sunk in there a bit, and it can be off a little bit, it doesn't matter. So now, so hopefully after when I machine all this, I should be able to hold the inside of the in here with the chuck. And then all I did was just a mount. In here I just found a piece of scrap. I don't know if you guys can see that. Just a piece of scrap metal, a little bit bigger, and just stuck it down and worked good. So I could have probably played around and did that on my lathe, but this was quicker. So hey, I'll get this set up and then we'll start making some little chips. So that's it for that part. Now I'll set the mill up and we'll start boring out the center to drop the cap down. So we got a bit of work to do, so that'll be our next step. Okay, since I've done that, the top, I'm happy with that, like I said before. And now I got to start with the top. I got to drop it down about 150 thou for this diameter so I can fit it down in there. So now I just got to bore it out. That'll be my next step. Which is going to take me a while. I'm hoping this boring head's going to go big enough. I know I have a bigger one, but I just don't feel like driving 50 miles there and back to go get it. So we'll see what happens. I'll set the camera up for you guys then. It's going to take me a little while, so when I get closer, I'll turn the camera back on for you guys. Okay, about an hour later, I went the biggest what my little boring head would do, and that was 2.4, and the lid is pretty much 2.4. It's pretty close size, but what I think I'm going to do, I'm just going to take a skim cut off of here, just about maybe 10 thou. That way it's not too tight. It has room for paint. So I've done the outside. I was able to line it up pretty good with the cast, and I was happy with that. And now I have to set it up and do this part, the smaller part now, so that way I can drop it in. So it's getting there. It's just taking a little bit of time, and I'll set it up and you guys can see how a little bit of it goes. Well, about another half an hour and maybe 20 minutes. I finally finished boring it out. I was lucky that the maximum I could open that boring head, and I thought I had to actually skim cut the lid, or at least cut a little bit, but no, she fits in pretty good. I'm very happy with that, so I can turn it around. Time I clean it up a little bit, gonna work good. It's perfect. And I did have to put a couple clamps on too. I still have my clamp in the bottom, and I had to add the clamps on. It was vibrating too much, so I think someday I got to get a little bit of a bigger boring head. I know this machine's not meant to have big stuff on it, but just for something light, it won't hurt it. So If now maybe what I'll see if I do, if I can just flip it over and maybe do the same thing to the other side. And see how I'm going to dial this in. I like to have it all fairly straight. So I'll first clean up my mess here, and then we'll see how we're going to tackle the other side. Alright, it took me a little bit of thinking what I was going to do here, because I'm working with what I have here. So I was able to grab it on the 3-jaw chuck here, where I already machined before, and with, I would say, a little over an inch hold in there. So, but it wasn't enough, because I know as soon as I just start to take a cut, it'll just catch and pull the hopper right out of the chuck. So what I did, I made a little drawbar. I don't know if you can see in there, but I just put a bigger piece of metal in there that can't pull through, and then made myself a stopper here and a threaded rod going through the whole thing. So now it will not pull out. And because the reason why I'm going through all this trouble is I want to have this correspond the same as this, all in one shot. And when I turn it on, it's running pretty true, so I'm happy with that. So now I got to go look at the measurement and see how much we got to cut off of here, open it up, and then poke 3 more holes in it. So hopefully soon we can get it bolted up to the body. And I like to really see how it's going to start to look, especially when we get the that'll be down the road, but get the flywheels on it. But it's coming soon. Alright, now we're going to bore this out to, I think it's 2 and 7/16. Anyway, I took it out of the chuck. That came out really good, but I did have an accident. It did pop out of the chuck. That was my own fault. You can see I made a little nick there, and this is where it popped out of the chuck. You can see made a little bit of damage, but I can fix that. I'm not worried about it. There's really no real major damage or anything. So, but you really gotta be careful. I should have maybe made a better fixture up for holding it, but next time I will. Probably not, but you always got to be careful. You never know what's going to happen. So at least I was able just to shut the lathe down real quick. So, but you can see it just hit there a little bit, scuffed it. But it could have broke off a piece or something, but I got lucky there. So, but I'm happy how this turned out. Now I can sit there and take it back to the mill. I got my 4 points to dial, and then that way I can drop the 4 holes to match up for here. And same as the head. What we'll do is, maybe we'll do the head now. Chuck it right here, face it down a bit. That way we got a nice smooth surface here. I don't think I'm going to decompression. If they say if you wanted to lower the compression, chew out the middle a little bit, but I don't want low compression. I want high compression. I'd like to somehow to get some real horsepower out of this thing. Not going to work, but you never know. Oh, so I guess I will chuck this up in the lathe and cut it down to proper size. Anyway, I quickly machined the head down. I'm very happy where it is. All I got to do is cut that up tomorrow. I'm going to stop for tonight. It's about 1:30 in the morning right now. And if it's really cold outside, and hey, you go get cleaned up and hop in the shower and jump in a nice warm bed, hopefully. Hopefully my wife's got it nice and warm. But, yeah, no, I'm pretty happy how the progress is coming. Like I said, you always got to be careful sometimes. That's my own mistake, so whatever. No major damage, I can live with it. So I guess tomorrow I will set this up in the mill and start popping these holes and yeah, I should really start to do some deburring. That I really got to do. I keep saying it and I don't. Oh yeah, and also open the cap up a little bit with an end mill. We can do that. Whatever I did with the cap, I'll have to find it. But boy, I sure love doing this stuff. My time always flies. So, anyway, I guess I'm gonna go in for the night, and we'll start again tomorrow morning. Okay, it's the next day. I just bolted this down, and then kind of just put a bit on here just to slide back and forth, just so I could find a happy spot where I want to put my 4 holes. And then I dialed the 4 points here where I have machined them, so I know that's all running in center with the bottom where I cut and also the top. So now I got it all dialed in, and just sweeping around to get everything perfect. And then I think my bolt hole circle is 2.800, I believe. Just a little over 2 3/4. So then we put that, and then we can line that up, and then I can drill my holes, and then we can put a couple of studs in the block, and then actually we can bolt this down. But also it's very critical because I've already looked at it. We got to be very careful because this is where the intake is beside there and the valve, so you want to kind of keep things square as possible. But overall, it's not too bad so far. I'm pretty happy with the project so far, and I'll set this up and we'll see what we can do here. Okay, I did a little bit of figuring out here. I just used the graduation marks off of the mill and just wrote my way my arrow always has to be to get my 0 point. Same as back here, I always have to take my table towards the arrow to get my 0. And I measured everything up. I'm happy where everything's going to be. So, like I said, you always got a little bit of leeway to play with this stuff. So, my main concern is just having the intake lining up perfect with the body. So, the rest we can always file and grind and a little bit of this and that. So I'll set this up, and then we'll all we have to do is just drill holes. I think it's a number 18 bit, and here we'll go with 19 or whatever, and that's it. This is an easy piece to do. So And there you go. Those 4 holes are done. Now I'll unbolt it from the table and we'll go over there and see how it fits on the body. And it was actually very nice cast drill through. It wasn't brittle or anything. It was no complaints so far. So, well, I put out my collection of threaded rods and stock material and hex head and stuff. But I like making my own nuts. I like to make it as a high crown. And for threaded rods, no problem with it. But I really have to say thanks to my brother Ryan, or as known Booger, because he's always supporting me anytime I do my modeling or any machining job. He always sets me up with the material, so he gets a good deal on it. And he's always helping me on this stuff, so thank you. And I'll cut some studs up and then we'll put them on here and see how this is going to work out. Alright, I just put 2 studs in here because they got to come back out, but I'll keep them because we still got to put this on a mounting plate to square everything up. I still got all of these holes to do. They're kind of pretty precision to do. So what we'll do is I'll put the hopper on. Boy, I'm happy. That fits pretty damn good. I couldn't ask for anything more than that. I'm happy with that. Because that's what I was saying. We had to have this lined up pretty good because that's your intake valve. I think a little bit of the carburetor system there too. But see, that all hard to do with one hand, but that all fits right there. So it looks like it's gonna fit just perfect. So like I say, I'm very happy with that. Oh, I can even put the top on. There. That's just a complete body. That's a pretty big model casting. I kind of like them big like that. Small but big. But I can't wait till when we face this and bore out for the flywheel or for the crankshaft, and then we can put the flywheels on. But man, that's a good looking engine. And with the big gas tank in the back. Man. Keeps getting better every day. But like I said, I can't do this all the time, so I got other work I gotta do too, so. But boy, I'm sure liking that. It only took me like 6-7 years to get around to doing this. But and I do have some other casting. I'm always looking for other model casting too. Especially gasoline one. I might do some steam, I'm not too sure, but I'm always looking. But man, whew. Alright, I guess to do the head, pull that off. We gotta do the cylinder head. I already kind of just quickly machined that already, so. Oh, I gotta reset it back and I didn't have my center in perfect, so. Do that a little bit. I think it's just gonna take about another 10th thou off, and then we'll dial this on the put this on the table and dial it, and then we'll put the bulk hole circles in that, because that's the inner hole. That's where that goes, just like that. Now I'm not gonna decompression it. I want to have my compression. So, all right, enough of me rambling on. We'll get back to work. Anyway, I got the cylinder head dialed. Went by my 4 points, and it's close enough. I think this was done by Lost Wax or something, because it's a pretty nice casting job. So, and I spent my time moving the head around where I wanted the hole through, and my little jig for keeping it off the table if I don't want to put holes in the table. And it's secured in there for what I need. So Now I just got to, I think it's a 2-inch bolt hole circle, so to from the center 1 inch each way. It'll be the same process as the when I did the hopper. So I'm not going to bother recording this. It's just more drum holes. You guys seen the other one, so other than that, I'm pretty happy with everything. So hope it keeps going that way. Okay, I like I did before with the hop, I did the same thing, and I even spot faced the head just that way. It's a good, when you tighten the nut up, it's good contact, and I'm happy it went on 100%. I'm right in the center. So all I'm going to do is just grind off a piece of flashing, and I think I'm supposed to machine that off. So I guess I really got to start to do some deburring some things. So, but not sure if the hopper will fit on yet because of that piece of flashing. But oh, I'll be down. Just on 100%. Man, I'm happy. This engine's going together pretty good. Somebody's going to be happy with this engine someday, so hopefully I can buy some more because I really like my hobby. So I'm hoping you guys enjoy watching this. And also I gotta thank Ryan. He's always buying me material, which I really appreciate. So that stuff isn't cheap to buy. Nothing's getting cheap these days anymore. So I'm not sure. I guess this is where I'm going to leave the video off on this one. So, boy, that looks good. So, I guess, like I always say, thanks for watching. Share it. Tell your friends. The more people I can get watching, the more I'll try to pump this stuff out and subscribe. That always helps. So, and I would like to, I don't know, try to do a bunch of these model engines. I gotta somehow figure out how to bring in my Fairbanks and I got a couple of them to do, but I've already started on them, so we'll figure it out. But I'm hoping you guys would be interested in watching them. Let me know what you guys think, so kind of help me out on it. Well, you guys have a nice day, and we'll see you on the next one.